But the hour is coming and is now here when the true worshipers will worship with the Father in spirit and truth. For the Father is seeking such people to worship him. John 4:23. Now is the hour. Now, amidst all this chaos about the coronavirus, is a time to sing, to worship our Father. The hour when you're feeling at your worst is the time to sing, to worship. The hour when you don't feel like doing it is the time to sing, to worship. Why? Because doing this will shift our focus. When we shift our focus from the situation, the fear, the uncertainty, the anxiety, and the craziness, we get to put it on God. Now that our focus is on God, no longer do we hear the lies of the enemy, but we hear God's truth. Truth that reminds us how good God is, how he has saved us before, and he will do it again. This good, good Father is there for us, has always been there for us. And no matter what, we can run to the Father again and again. Truth that reminds us we are who he says we are. It reminds us that he is the one who makes us brave. And it is in him, because of him, that we can take courage. Truth that reminds us we are his and he is our God. I was listening to the radio one day and Rick Warren came on talking about what happens when we worship. And he said, during worship you will find that your spirit gets renewed. I find this to be absolutely true. Those days when just don't feel like coming to church or just feeling at my lowest point, my self-confidence is at its lowest, I find myself that in worship I can change all that. Isaiah 40:30-31 says, even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall stumble and fall. But those who trust in the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. To worship, to praise, to sing through our storm is to trust God. We tell God, I trust you. No matter what I'm feeling, no matter what I'm seeing, I trust you. I trust you to get me out of what I'm going through. And lastly, it's important to worship, to sing through these storms because our weapon is our melody. Our worship is what we use to fight. Ephesians 6:12 says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Whenever we are going through a storm caused by the enemy, our praise will be the weapon that gets us through it, that fights him, that goes against him. Whenever we're going through a storm that God is using to strengthen us, it is our praise that will get us to the one we can hold on to help us endure it. Worshiping through the storm, singing through the storm, bringing praise to our Father through the storm is the only way that we're going to get through it. So I hope you find this message as encouraging. I hope you find yourself in those moments and instead of getting down deeper into the darkness, what you're feeling, you lift yourself up through praise and worship. And I don't know about you, but I'm gonna sing in the middle of the storm, louder and louder. You're gonna hear my praises roar. Because when we do that, up from the ashes, hope will arise. Because death is defeated, our King is alive.